and welcome to Cosmic Crit. I'm Rebecca, here to introduce the episode. Before we get to that, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to some of our newest patrons over on Patreon. Jacob, Robert, Mark, and Jason, thank you so much for joining us on Patreon. I hope you're enjoying this show and also our Pirates show, Dead Men Roll No Crits, that is Patreon only, so you get access to the Patreon exclusive podcast as well. We're having a lot of fun with that, and thank you to all of our patrons for helping fund this show as well as that one. We're having a blast. Without further ado, here is episode 152, Dawn of the Cybernetic Dead.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Crank the radio, throw the pedal to the metal, and try not to kill too many civilians as we commit automobile larceny in this week's episode of Grand Crit Auto. This is Patrick, your GM, aka your generic Mafia Don, sending you out on missions to find suspect packages left all over town and shoot at other cartel members. Joining me out there on the streets are my 5 friends, and Civi's caught in the crossfire. To my right, she's a 5-star SWAT member of LCPD's finest. It's Rebecca rolling with Xenia.
Hello.
Across from her, he's a Molotov cocktail away from burning this entire university down. It's True Delivery Neko 7.
Flame, here we go again.
To my right, he's got cheat codes turned on and can spawn a shield in his hand. It's Tyler dredging up Devasho. Okay, and
I have all the criminal mastermind. I was muted!
Across from him, he's a sword-swinging Yakuza, ready to take down the mob. It's Jabert playing as Trest. Hey! And across the digital table, a drive-by with a pistol that you never saw coming. Why, it's Miles, mixing it up with Sprouts.
Good evening.
Hey everyone, how are we feeling this evening?
Pretty good.
Maybe our fans have gleaned this, but we play at like 9 o'clock at night, earliest, usually 9:30 in the evening. So after you guys have had a fun day of work and family.
Fun and few glasses of wine.
I like that this is a very East Coast centric comment and question because
it's 9 for most of us.
Tyler's like,
it's 9 for the ones that matter.
Yeah, okay.
Well, for the vast majority of us, I should say. Yeah, well, it's...
the way you said that, you sound like Keiko from Deep Space Nine. Miles!
Miles? No, there's got to be more accusation.
Yeah,
Miles.
There has to be more irritation.
I'll try to work that in more. Mutual friend, our friend Mike. I drive him crazy because whenever he ribs me or I am, I don't know, being a brat to him, I will always say his name like Michael. He drives him.
I could see that really irritating Mike.
Yeah, it does, and it makes him every time I say it. He's like, "No, we're not doing this," and I'm like, "But Michael."
Final Fantasy VII stream still going on somehow, inexplicably, on Thursday nights on our
endless. It's an endless quest, Patrick.
Yeah, it's a fantasy that you'll ever be done with it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, what's what happens when you play like a 4-disc game for only 2 hours once a week? Takes a while.
But enough about us. I don't remember the game itself, like getting through it being that long, but like there was an area of that game where I grinded for like multiple days straight.
Well, it's also when we were children and had all the time in the world.
Yeah, well,
we also goof around and don't really start playing until about 45 minutes into the stream. So
true.
But enough about us, Patrick. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Kind of want to play some Starfinder this evening. I don't know about you guys.
It's all about what you want.
I don't think it's possible to have a worse combat than last week's episode.
Let's not talk about it.
Well, we have to, Tyler, because we have to figure out where we left off. And to do that, we have to go to Miles, a.k.a. Sprouts, for our weekly recap about what happened last time on Cosmic Crit.
We found another office in old Zessh University, barricaded from the inside. Curiosity got the better of us, and inside we found a Sheeran corpse. And a ghost that wanted to be left alone. We should have listened. This Spectre's wail did a number on us. Zinni was shaking in her boots, and I wasn't off to a good start. Our weapons weren't very effective, but we signed up to squash the swarm, not play ghost hunters. The thing scared off Echo and Zinnia, but I managed to quell this haunt before we joined it in an eternal dirt nap. But after this, we're gonna have to rest for a long time. That is until Zinnia woke me up in the middle of the night, as it seems we have a special guest. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, and you're going with her. Yeah,
that's from the bell tower.
No
you're
HP
going, I
back.
hope you're not afraid of heights.
Your rest was interrupted.
Not. Sanctuary.
Yeah, last week's combat, quite literally one of the craziest I think we've had on this show. But I want to point out that since then, and I looked this up beforehand, but I did not get to the 3rd edition printing of the core rulebook, as errata in the 3rd edition printing has cleared up that indeed, Devasho, from here on out, you can make lethal attacks with the shield sans penalty because of the feat. So
yes,
from here on out, we can go with that. That being said, I was hoping that restriction would force you to use the Hylaxian blade that you just got. So I was right about that.
Don't worry. He will be. I mean, that blade still is a better option than the shield whenever we fight the swarm. So I think going forward, if it's a swarm, awesome sword. If it's anything else, I'm squishing it with the shield.
But when we're recording this, episode 149 had just come out, and one of our very astute listeners on the Discord pointed out this morning that I forgot all about the fire elemental being immune to crits, which was like that combat was the exact opposite of last week's combat, which was out of control crits as opposed to out of control crit fails and failures.
Mm-hmm. So we had last week coming.
Well, I was about to say, in this Zessh University, you've had some rules complications go your way and some not. But yeah, when we had last left off, you guys had just gone to sleep, but were indeed awoken by the ringing of the church bells, and Rebecca, your character, Zinnia, and Sprouts had taken off to go meet with this mysterious figure. By the time you got up there, you had to fly up middle of the night, the clouds passing over Oods, threatening more acidic rain. But what you saw up there was a silvery figure emerge from the darkness on the tower's pinnacle. A Strix man with large cybernetic constructs for eyes and metallic arms and wings, who sees you both, and as he turns to greet you, you can see a great deal of age in his feathers and perhaps battle scarring along his face and chest. As he gets up and speaks to you, he says, Zinnia of Verces, 5th Battalion of the Susclan Defense Force, founding xenobiologist of Project Amphis Banya, here in the ashes of Ilumchuva. You've done well for yourself, haven't you, these last few years?
And who exactly are you?
My name is Gravlark, Zaystes Gravlark, though I've been known by many names in various circles. Gravlark the Gravedigger, Silverwing, the Passenger in Shadow. Call me whatever you want, but Z is fine too.
So, I might call you the Watcher? Is that what you're telling me?
I have been watching you from afar, and you've got my presents, the gifts I've left for you.
Yeah, thanks for that. Why exactly were you leaving me presents?
Just small trinkets here and there I left to convey how much that you have impressed me. Strix, our people's blood, the history of the hunt flows through you like it has many of our kind.
How long have you been watching me?
Since all the way back on Susclan, of course.
But why? Why me?
I myself have fought in a dozen wars and conflicts. Death is my primary language, and destruction is the music of my kind, of our kind, Zinnia, of hunters and killers. I come from a line of warriors that trace their lineage to before the gap upon the shores of Avestan on what was known as Galarian. We preyed upon the predators of that world, and it's been my life goal to take on the swarm since then, bring them down completely.
Who exactly are you working for? Is it the SDF? BBRC?
Gravlark works for himself, you can say, but there are many important players in wars throughout the system. You would think it would just be the military powers, but it goes much deeper than that.
Oh, what a relief. I thought you'd be cryptically vague.
And you're the detective, From the Pact?
I am.
Sprouts Marlowe, also 5th Battalion, perhaps maybe a little out of your depths here on the battlefield.
Been out of the depths since I could walk.
You might be asking yourself why I've been tracking you, but perhaps you've noticed the stalking from here to Susclin to Waltranius. Sprouts, you're a smart one. Perhaps you've figured out.
Oh, you were talking to me. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to Zinnia again.
It's to anybody, but Sprouts, you're a smart one. Perhaps you can figure out how I've been tracking your squad's movements.
Is this something Sprouts would have noticed?
I mean, either of you, if you want to make just like a general intelligence check, I can tell you if you've perhaps in character figured it out now that you see him.
Okay. Intelligence.
Zinnia didn't.
It's a 16.
Yes, perhaps something that he has indeed given Zinnia might have like a tracker or something in it, but you're not sure what it exactly could be.
Okay. So Sprouts probably kind of sort of bluffed. He was like, yeah, I imagine one of your illustrious gifts had more than you've let on.
He will pull out a small holographic projector kind of wirelessly linked to his comms, and it automatically starts playing back a silent image, holographic image. In it, you see your squad, Commander Najiri, cramped in a small office back on Ultranius. Zelenon, the Sharon priest, is there, and the only person you don't see is Zinnia, as it seems to be from her point of view. And you Zinnia, quite quickly realize that the cybernetic eye replacement seemed to have captured and transmitted this data.
Yeah, which I think I gave to Echo. So, right? Doesn't Echo have that right now?
Well, there's a couple, but this one was the prior one back on Ultranius, so you've got a new one since then.
I deactivated the tracker though because it just seemed like it was
yeah, of course you did.
It was running hot. What was I
just turned off the location services.
Get out of here.
I don't want them to know where I am. Grevlark, Zastis Grevlark says, "There's no need to feel taken advantage of. The nano architecture and the wetware I gave you is imperceptible unless you break down the device bit by bit. Besides, it let me see your fighting style firsthand, as well as track your progress."
What's with all the cloak and dagger? Why do you gotta sneak up on us? What's it to you?
Trust is something very difficult to earn in my profession. And
I'm sorry. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, Sprouts would just kind of looked at Zinnia as like he asked for trust, but he's been spying us the entire time.
And helping you out where I could.
What exactly has your help done for us? As far as I can figure, we've gotten out of these scrapes on our own.
Zinnia, you might not have known it, but all the xenobiology work you've done here and on Susclin, from researching swarm defenses to that resonant crystal you turned over to the BBRC on Ultranius, the one you found in the Temple of Hylax, all of this is connected. Who do you think paid for your research here at Zessh University? The grants on Susclin through Emphas Banya, the special tech given to you on Ultranius. It's the same money that pays people like me to kill Swarm, and it's the same money that moves nations, galactic borders, attempts to fend off the Aslanti without causing conflict, beat back the Swarm, and a million other threats to the universe. I've been trying to supply your squad with the tools that it needs from the outside as best I can. As I said, you've piqued my interest back there on Susclin.
So tell me, if you're not with the SDF, do you disagree with their methods? Are they on a different side somehow?
You might be a part of the SDF, but from what I've seen of the soldiers on the ground, you and your squad are better equipped to handle the swarm attack than most others. Everyone else was beaten back off of Susclin, but you all not only made it out of Branoa alive, but you were able to help people evacuate. I caught through the wire reports of your high priority extraction of that priest. I followed your company north, and I watched you battle through my scopes. When I looked you up and saw that you were working with the BBRC as well, I knew that you were something special, someone like me.
Can Sprouts do a sense motive on this guy?
What are you thinking about? You think he might be lying that Zinnia's special?
No, it's not that. He's clearly not telling us everything, and I think to Sprouts and to me as a player, it just sounds weird that like he's talking about being paid to kill Swarm, but it seems like everyone else is pretty much against the Swarm outside of the little cult that we faced. It's not really making sense to me, or I would think to Sprouts.
I will say most of the tactics of fighting the Swarm are, tactical retreats for most planets out in the vast. So there's not too many people that are like actively attacking the Swarm, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But go right ahead and make that roll, because who knows? Maybe there's ulterior motives.
That's a 27.
Oh, he does have ulterior motives. You suss out that he is, fattening the calf maybe before slaughter, beefing you up a little bit, sweeten it. Yeah.
So he's not inviting us to a barbecue.
Somebody say barbecue?
Yeah. So he's basically trying to put us in a bad situation, I guess.
I don't know. Do you have a question about his motives?
Yeah. So Sprouts been like, showering with compliments here, but it seems like you have a point to get to. There seems to be a catch, a carrot on a stick, and I'd rather you get to it because we've had a long day and we kind of get some sleep.
My, ever the observant one. It is indeed time that I ask you now for a favor, Zinnia. Call it payback for the tech I've gifted you, or whatever you'd like. But you know this university well. There were a number of Project Amphisbania researchers here working on various projects. If you can bring me their data, or clear the way with your army pals beating back the Swarm, I would be very appreciative. In particular, the machinations of one Dr. Mlakahat are of great interest to me. That name rings a bell, as you have already cleared their office. They were the professor that seemed to have these headbands attuned to Swarm psychic frequencies in their office.
What exactly do you expect to get from this research?
Perhaps the same thing that you're looking for with Professor Galchak. We seek methods to destroy Swarm once and for all. As I said, we're of the same ilk, our kind. The hunters have understood our place since the gap, while starfinders wonder about the secrets of the universe. There are soldiers like you and I that know a well-placed shot between a Swarm's eyeballs can end a war, and that's worth 1,000,000 answers. It's worth billions of lives, trillions of credits.
So, if I were to share this research with you, exactly what's in it for us?
I'm just one soldier out here, but you know that I already have your back. And if you are in need, I'll be able to provide my aid. The pressure of my finger on a trigger has turned the tide of many battles.
While the skulking around, why not come up front with it? It seems like you're keeping something from us, and I don't like to be left in the dark.
The amount of secrets that I've swallowed whole for various governments and planets to keep people safe. The horrors that I've seen, well, they could fill a warehouse, detective. If you have any direct questions of me, though, there need not be any secrets between soldiers on the battlefield.
How about you help us find Galchak? Wait, did we already find Galchak?
Yes.
Yeah, you're looking for the research now in the basement.
In the basement, right? How about you help us clear out the research that we're in search of and improve your loyalty? I mean, you talked about trust. What do we have to prove that we can trust you?
I'm a solitary hunter. I don't work well with others, you can say, but you have my eyes on your location. Provide a great deal more in the way of intel than I do fighting alongside you. You have very capable teammates from what I have seen. It is up to you if you find this data and you're willing to share it. He'll pass along, some coordinates and a direct comm link to his ship. You can make the decision yourself, Zinnia. We're shared with your teammates. I trust you to make the wisest decision for you, Mr. Sprouts Marlowe. Keep this one safe. She's more important to the cause than you can possibly imagine. I will be in stealth orbit around Ilmchuva's moon. If you gather that research and want to make sure that it is used in the war against the swarm, pass it my way. I would love to continue to help your party and share intel if you allow me the chance.
I'm gonna show a good faith and you stop spying on my partner here.
He will give you the codes, whatever is needed to kind of like deactivate that on the laser eyeball that you have now. Easier done than said. You can do it whenever you'd like. The wings come out, these silvery wings, and he will begin to ready himself to kind of take off into the night sky. Any last questions, or are you okay to see him go?
Okay, see him go for right now.
Same. I think I have a lot to think about.
He will take off into the night.
From the ground floor. Does he have any more of those eyeballs? No!
Oh my god, he had like an entire satchel full. A satchel. Mint eyeballs too.
Could we have asked him for one? No, because he would have spied on us.
Oh, you've got my number, Miles.
I can probably whip you up one in that vat that we were given. It's on loan from the BBR.
That sounds gross.
We've had so many opportunities to get Devasho a new eye. We've had so many opportunities to get you a new eye, and it just hasn't happened.
Oh, no. It's okay. We listen. We have a limited number of credits.
You want the eye patch, Tyler. Just say it. You want the eye patch.
Miles, don't ruin the joke for me.
So, yeah, Zinnia, Sprouts, any thoughts before you return back to the rest of your team? Maybe get back to sleep?
I mean, Sprouts 100% does not trust this guy at all.
So Zinnia is having a very different sort of response to this because she now has sort of 3 parties that she could show loyalty to, and she's already torn between 2. She's working for the BBRC, but also working for the SDF, who have somewhat different methodologies, at least, although she does believe that they're united against the swarm. And here is a third party who just has another methodology, but also seems to be against the swarm. So I don't know. I think she's probably inclined to help everyone. Like, as far as she knows, as far as she understands, we're all just trying to kill the swarm, right? And it takes a lot of different ways of approaching the problem, I feel like. I mean, I think she realizes that this is not a war that can be solved in just one way or by just one group. So where's the harm?
This also clues Sprouts in that Zinnia is working for the BBRC.
I think it's been mentioned before, but we haven't made a big deal
for some reason
of
I thought you were keeping that a secret.
I'm not sure I've really talked about it with you guys, but
I don't know if the extent has been stated, but you've come back. I guess the shoulder, the vat,
printing vat, yeah,
was given to you kind of surreptitiously. So whatever extent it is might be still a secret. It's not like you have super direct orders like constantly from them. You're just gonna once again collect and research, like you said. So what is the harm in passing it around to non-swarm entities?
Because people want to sell this information. If you dilly it out everywhere, then other people can't make money off of it.
Yeah, but isn't that a good thing?
Not for the people who want to make money off of it. I'm just saying.
Are you saying we want to make money off of it?
No. I'm saying Zinnia's idea that you're kind of talking about. I think that's probably what you're right. Like Zinnia would be like, well, I should give this to all the people. I'm just saying you might anger many other people because of that.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't think that that's her personal,
Sure.
That's not what she's after. She's not after the money. She's a scientist. She wants to spread it around, right? Like, I mean, it's all about discourse and making sure that we're all sharing our knowledge so that we can gain more knowledge. So I think that's how Zinnia personally would be looking at the matter.
Cool. So we're going to have to fight corporate goons who hate us.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What else is new?
Would not be the, yeah, I know.
Been there, done that.
Third or fourth, I think. I don't know. We fought a lot of corporate bad people.
Right. Returning back to university, you guys get an uninterrupted night of sleep, though Tyler, just for our listening audience, confirm for me that you have 3 RP or more to burn this evening.
I do.
My goodness, that was like 5 fights in a row.
Yeah, but remember, most of the time I was like in a hallway just throwing a disc at the problem. And I definitely let Tress take most of the damage for me.
If we're getting a full night's sleep,
yes.
wouldn't you have all your RP back?
Well, this triggers like before the full night's rest. Okay. Yes, Tress the Tank is your character from now on, right? Opening up the rest of the rooms here as you guys rest up, or maybe you're stuck on, I don't know if you want to take shifts throughout the evening. You can take as long as you need to rest up here. You each will get some of the ability damage back, I think 1 point, and then Trest, you were going to get a not remove condition, but a lesser restoration if memory serves for the day. Jabert?
I'm sorry, what?
Were you going to change your character's spells for the day to heal up some ability damage? I don't know if you guys had talked about that.
Mystics don't prep, so.
Oh, you were just out of the.
I was just out of spell slots. So I have 4 level 2 spell slots. Do you want to blow them all on lesser restoration, or does anybody need their charisma right now?
I mean, no, I don't need. I think I can get away with it. I have 2 points of damage on it, so it is a -1 to my damage with the shield, and some of my abilities and skills, but it's just a -1. I have this dope sword now, so I think I can get away with it. So I could probably make it work.
I can spare 1 spell for sure. So.
I don't know where some of the others who took like the massive amount of charisma damage.
Yes.
I mean, I took a lot, but I don't use charisma, so I'm not too concerned about it.
Yeah. That's sort of like, it's like, so the lesser restoration only heals up 1d4. So like I could very easily burn through all my level 2 spells if I was like trying to bring everybody back up. And so I would prefer to not do that, but like since you have a thing that like this affects your damage, I say let's roll it.
Okay. I mean, hopefully you'll just take 1.
Sprouts is okay as well. You're okay, Miles?
Yeah, if Sprouts gets a full rest, he's good to go.
You went down to 8 if memory serves, and then this will bring you back up to 9, so still at a negative for charisma-based skills. Do you think you're going to have the diplomacy with a lot of swarm the rest of this war?
We'll see.
All right.
In clearing out the rest of these rooms, you guys do find a couple more kind of almost empty offices, a few of them with multiple desks set up maybe for like junior professors here. But in one of the last ones opening up, you find a chamber that looks like not an office, but maybe a small museum, as they're lining the walls, and some cabinets are very priceless looking artifacts of various sizes, some made of fine gems and crafted of wondrous alien stonework and exquisite glass. And to a collector, if you can get this back maybe to Clade Company, this would fetch a pretty penny in credits or equivalent UPBs. We're talking 25 hundo.
Ooh.
I think I mentioned that when we got off air last week as one of the few things here, but the rest of this floor you have cleaned out of Zessh University. So the next step is heading down to what Jadvata has explained is a server room in the basement, see if there's backups of Galchek's data. And taking a look at the map here, there is a set of stairs to the south, as well as an elevator. What would you guys like to do?
The stairs, right?
I feel
Elevator.
like stairs is the smart choice.
Yeah, analog when possible.
By the way, Tyler, I'm just going to roll that D4 for you.
Oh, please do.
Oh, I didn't know you were. I thought you said you were not going to.
Big number, big number.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
So
What'd you
speaking
get?
of,
Oh boy, the max number.
I rolled a 4 on that D4, so that's 4 of your charisma damage
max
shield.
damage.
Nice.
Speaking of preps, I'm going to go ahead and get my 5 boosters and inhibitors prepared as well. So I should be back up to 5 now. Yeah.
Yep, when you rest up, then you can do that.
Oh, and we get resolve back, right?
Get your resolve and your SP back and heal your level of HP.
Right. So what does stink is that my normal max resolve is 6, but that's based off my charisma. So although my maximum is now 6 again, I only start this day with 5. An even higher likelihood that Patrick gets me below the 3 that I desperately want to have.
Go ahead and put you guys in whatever order you would like to be in as you head down the stairs into, I should mention, darkness. It is no light coming through windows and things like this on the top floor.
I will kick up the shield to 20 foot of dim light around me.
I can scout ahead if you'd like.
I also have dark vision.
So do I.
Yeah, well, it's just up to you guys. I mean,
I have a flashlight.
Even with dark vision, that will, you're thrown down to only about 60 feet of vision with that. Okay, so I've got you here. Let me go ahead, and we're moving to another map after 4 episodes here on the top level. Is that right?
A lot.
3.5 episodes, I guess.
College takes forever, and we're going to be in debt for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, one of the episodes was just fighting that one ghost. So
good times. You guys remember the ghost times? Okay, and Javada is going to follow right behind you. I guess, saying, keep a lookout for more of those fire extinguishers.
Where have you been this past episode, fool? Come on.
I went to sleep just like you guys.
Does he have a bomb on him? Did he put together a bomb? Is that what he was doing?
No, you haven't declared you want to do that yet. No, you can go together, and it will be it's just a Mark I frost grenade that he can make out of a single extinguisher. But if you do find more, there's a possibility that he can rig multiple ones together to make a more devastating weapon.
Okay, gotcha.
So it is up to you if you want to make one right now. They're hidden.
We'll keep gathering.
They're hidden in places that don't get in the way. Fire extinguishers. Oakley dokley. So as you creep down the stairs here into the complete darkness, maybe save for a beam here or there poking through from the ceiling of the acid-eaten floor, the level above you. The hallways here, very dark, very claustrophobic, with close walls, low ceilings, and you can see as you descend, the structure of this level seems to have been badly damaged, perhaps from seismic activity, as there's huge cracks in these, several crumbling walls, held only in place by what looks like these strange pillars and struts made of glossy chitin. It's a glistening, organic kind of wall that sprouts up in front of you in this hallway's continuation. It seems to block it off completely. And it is, let's get you to the map here.
Can I do a perception check to see how Giger-esque this is?
It is 500% H.R. Geiger-esque indeed, as it is like a swarm support structure of some kind that it seems grown or grafted onto the walls of the basement here, perhaps genetically stitched into the fabric of the building. And indeed, if you have seen the movie Aliens, you get what the basement is looking like here. You guys see it on the map?
Yes.
These kind of purplish black structures.
Yep.
And did you have a question?
No, I was just saying, yup.
Oh, yup.
Yeah, but I was also yawning. Sorry. It's been a long weekend.
There we go. All right. So from what you can see here, it seems that there is a door to the east, one to the west behind you, along with the elevator behind you. Though the hallway west and north seems to be blocked completely by these swarm structures. You guys seen that on the map?
See blackness.
I see black.
I mean, I can see, around us.
Remember, west is on the top of our map here. So.
Correct. We are still in Wonky Land. So yeah, it's there's not a lot. I mean, there's a bit of hallway about 70 feet long that you guys are in, and besides that, a couple doors, and that's about it. So one to the east, one to the west. What would you like to do? We've got Devasho out in front. That is what you're seeing here.
I think we should just check doors as we come across them. This place is...
Well, you want to go
obviously
east or
unstable.
west? I mean, I would think coming down the stairs, we would see the one to the east, so that would be my inclination is go there first.
I agree.
Yep, that's
Just
this
thinking
one.
logically, like a scientist. No,
This-
this one down here.
Well, this is the one to the east. You've marked the one to the west.
No, that's the west.
No.
Oh no, you're
If
right.
north is this way, right?
North is. Oh yes, north is right. I will. It's at the very top of the map. I'll reveal for the
Never
main basement,
soggy
building basement there.
west.
Okay.
You gotta just cock your head to the side, and you've got this map down. Okay, so that is leading what would normally be our south.
I was gonna say, don't step on the things. We don't want a Leroy Jenkins sort of situation here.
I have very limited movement capabilities in here, but I will try.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you wanted to maybe scooch over to this section over here, a little to our south.
I don't think I'm based on the location of the stairs. I do not think I can scoot.
My name is
Patrick,
Devasho, and I do not scooch.
I do
There's
not
no
scoot.
scooching.
There is no scoot.
So, opening up the creaky doors here into the darkness, you see what clearly was once a few rooms, a bathroom. There are some student lab spaces, what looks like a meeting room, but all the interior walls on this side of the floor have collapsed, and they have been merged into a strange forest of these dark chitinous pillars and a spiky canopy of the swarm megastructure, kind of reinforcing the floor that you've been walking on the last day or so above you.
Echo 7 is getting huge vibes about when that movie he saw called Space Aliens. What a weird... That doesn't work.
Spalians!
Spalians, where Space Apone let his team down and things came out of the walls and he's getting a little freaked out.
Game over, man. Game
Oh.
over.
Everyone's heard the story of Indicative Tim.
Right, yeah. So it is this huge room, about as far as you can see from the door here. It is what I've described.
Also, just mad props to the designers once again. That is, I see another large creature-friendly bathroom.
I step into the bathroom.
I'll see you later, guys.
I was gonna
Crawling
ask-
from the toilet bowl.
No, ghoulies! They'll get you in the end.
I was gonna ask if Xenia-
Sorry.
I was gonna ask if Xenia could make sense of what the structure was. Like, can she identify it? I mean, obviously it's related to the swarm, but does she know what it might be used for, or where it might have come from?
Well, from, I guess, structurally taking a look at it, almost all of you can surmise that it doesn't seem to have much functionality outside of just reinforcing. Like, you can see very clearly there are places where the columns are just holding up giant sections of the floor, the ceiling, the floor above.
So it's like literal scaffolding. It's not for any other purpose.
The basement, and more than likely the majority of the university, would have collapsed in on itself if these were not here. So if they were indeed searching for something in Gauchak's office like you were, then they have prevented this kind of basement wet work.
At least they're not egg sacs. That's what I was really worried about.
Yeah, sorry. The things that look like look like kind of swarm buttholes on the map. There's no other way to say it. These are columns, so these go from the floor to the ceiling.
I wasn't ready for that.
You all right there, Tyler?
No, he's not all right.
You said the B word.
I wasn't ready.
That's
that was
PG-13,
a shocking
right?
B word. That was a shocking B word. I wasn't mentally prepared.
Would puckering polyps do better?
Oh no!
Gosh.
Oh gosh!
So good.
That's just-
Why do I feel
it
like
looks like a
Stan
butt.
Lee came out and said that before saying Excelsior and running away?
That's my new Marvel character, puckering polyps.
Ugh. What would you guys like to do? It's a huge open area from what you can see here that continues on. Are you moving into this area or what?
Yeah, I'll step into the bathroom and shine my flashlight around, and if it's all clear, I will signal everyone forward.
Yep.
But I suspect that the authors want us to look in all the toilet bowls, and I won't do that. My dignity will not allow it.
No, they definitely don't. If you want to, though, I mean, I'm not going to hold you back.
No, I don't want to.
Some of them are blocked, so.
I know.
I mean,
That's
you're in
probably where
luck.
the good treasure is.
Yeah.
There is what looks like an intact door to the west from the second room, which seemed to be maybe laboratory space of some kind that has been destroyed here. And it does continue on to the north, if you would like to.
I said we clear out all rooms before we go into other doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing here, right? I mean, not that we've seen so far.
Not that we've seen, but we haven't hit the tripwires or disturbed the eggs or found the person stapled to the wall.
Nothing here. Seems fairly empty and dead. So you move it on north?
Yeah, I guess we're going to keep moseying to the north.
Yeah, it seems to open up to a collapsed section of wall that leads into another east-west hallway.
Oh, it's some sort of maze.
Okay, so with that, do we want to double back and go to this door?
I am fine searching the doors. I do not like the idea of something coming from behind us. So
Same.
I mean, behind is a relative term, right?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, they don't know we're here, presumably, right?
no, I'm just drawing an imaginary trail from where we came from, and that is always behind.
All right, prepare yourself as you open up this door to the east. It leads into a dead end of these chitinous walls. Seem to have cut it off completely.
Okay.
Jadvada, says, "Well, what about the door back by the stairs that you left? Did you want to try that one?"
What does he know? Sense motive.
I mean, again, I don't think we would have seen that one because we didn't go around the corner. I mean, maybe that's...
Well, where I had you guys
Sounds
positioned, you had just kind of walked into the main space, and you could see both, but that's why I described both of them.
Yeah, Jadvada is a smart creature. Sheeran, I say we do what he says.
I am the smartest. I believe that.
Is the most familiar with the university, so he's
Yeah.
this is just. I feel like this is just taking the expert's advice at this point.
Yeah,
I think this
feel like
was,
he might be leading us to like the yearbook room where like he and all the other cool nerds hung out.
No, he says this was a I think a medical lab of some sort. I've not been in there myself. No.
Then we will continually search for fire extinguishers.
Yes.
The Galugon extinguishers.
Patrick, I have. Oh, well, never mind.
Are you opening up the door?
I was going to ask if I could listen closely to the door.
Yeah, you can make that perception check for me.
I'm going to make a perception check at least once this episode. Ow.
All right.
14.
Natural one. You hear door noises. All
sounds
manner
like a
of resonant door frequencies are open to you.
I look at Xenia and I say, "You were right. It is a door."
It sounds like metal.
Makes a slightly different sound when it closes than when it opens.
No, but in listening to it, you hear the unmistakable sound of a lock on the door. It seems to be completely unable to open.
Locked.
Yeah. I've gone ahead and revealed it, but let's just go ahead and hide this again. You have no clue what's in there. It's locked. You may never get inside.
I'll step back and let our two unlockers do their work.
That's what they're called.
An engineering check?
Yeah, it does have a keycard access panel, but it is unpowered, and even if you got the power back to the panel, the doors are unpowered and there's no power in the building. So it seems like maybe it was put in that lock state and then depowered. So you're basically having to bust through the hinges or the lock mechanism itself. So engineering, does anybody want to aid Xenia?
Yeah, sure.
I'll also aid.
Ready? All right.
One
One help from Miles. Don't you have a good bonus, True? Oh no, you rolled a 3.
I don't have a great.
That's a 29.
Oh boy. not enough. You
Oh no.
needed our good friend Echo 7's help here. So only a few minutes wasted.
John Vada couldn't help us. I mean, he's the one who told us to come all the way back here. So
He's useless.
I rolled a 3 on my dice too. Sorry.
As I said, he's useless.
Maybe you should put the large pick on the bottom and the small pick on top. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Do you want to spend some more time?
In this age.
Try it again.
can I?
Yeah.
How much time does that take? We're not in a hurry, are we?
No.
Okay. Just, is anyone aiding this time, or can they?
No,
John Vada is helping this time. He learned so much the previous time. Nope, 3 again on the dice. Yes. All of his expertise are not in engineering, apparently.
Oh.
Actually, I think he is the
19.
engineer, so he would be able to help even on the 3. Echoes helped. Miles helps, probably. Maybe. Oh,
Right.
Miles. Oh, Miles, we need your aid.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's a 25 on Zinnia's check. Hey, there we go. All right. Oh, that will be enough because Javada actually is going to help this time. Throwing out that 3 is somehow more powerful, and you are able to bypass the lock, right? Yep, DC 30 engineering check. And what you see as you open it up, while you don't hear anything really in here, is a fairly whitewashed room that seems to be untouched by the swarm. There's a very large chemical smell coming through your suit's receptors. And though the walls are cracked and the floor somewhat uneven due to the seismic tremors, you don't see any instances of the swarm chitin here. There are 4 steel tables outfitted with looks like high-tech medical research equipment, combinations of different surgical implements and monitors, complex technological devices, it looks like, near each. And the southern wall has its entirety filled with clear fronted cabinets with medical supplies and other doodads like that. And I will actually reveal for you guys now. What you see is you headed inside. It looks like Trest, you were wanting to open it up first.
I'll go in. Zinnia
Yeah.
broke the lock, so I'll stealthily. Can I stealth in?
Yeah, I would step into when I see all that medical equipment. That looks like gear that could be very useful to Clade Company.
It looks like a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's a 32, 34 if it's dim or dark in here.
It is indeed dark. And Devasho, you're bringing your light to bear as you move forward.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're gonna blow my cover.
Well,
my stealth cover.
Don't see you, perhaps.
Yeah, I point my light at you. I say, "What?"
From the back of the room, the edge of your dark vision, perhaps, and shuffling from behind these tables, maybe getting up from the ground, you see what looks like Formians, the insect race of Castravel. But something seems off about their movement. They're slow moving, kind of jerky leg and arm movement. You see what looks like the same headbands around their heads that you saw in Dr. Malkat's office. As they get up, I need everyone to make an initiative roll for me. Oh boy, we're in combat right now. And just a reminder what the Formians look like. Ugh.
Oh, those look rad.
Attractive.
They are like ant people, kind of. I would say is a good example.
Well, they smell like the formaldehydians.
As they are getting up from the ground, moving from the back here. We are in initiative turn order. And first up, Echo 7. Drew, what are you rolling these days? 17 on the dice. Oh my.
Yeah, so does it look like... Echo doesn't have great stats at this, but does it look like these things are alive, or I guess...
Something definitely seems off to him, but if you want to figure out exactly what these are, it will be a mysticism check.
Oh, good. I have -1 to this, so...
Oh my.
That's a 16.
You are not sure exactly what they are, but they do not seem on the level, as some of them, as you're taking your turn, do seem to be walking towards you at the door and just letting out like a where normally they would be like, hi, how are you doing? They're just like should mention, if you guys don't know, these are humanoids. These are intelligent creatures, but they seem to be having a case of the Mondays. What would you like to do, Drew?
I am going to shoot one with my azimuth artillery laser, but I'm going to do it non-lethal.
Go right ahead. It is.
It's a 12 to hit.
Well, if you're looking to do next to no damage, you have succeeded, as that is a miss. And this one just glances off the table in front of you. Do you have a move action you want to do? You've got sprouts on your shoulder here.
I will just take a step to the east to get space cleared out for Devashu.
All right, just big old corner stepping. That is going to bring us to Zinnia next, Rebecca.
Yeah, I'm going to use my move action to take 20 to identify these. And since I don't know if they're living or non-living, probably living.
They're
humanoid.
Not living. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but so with the custom micro lab, I can use life science for living creatures and physical science for non-living creatures. There is no mysticism, so
these are non-living, so you would use physical science.
But they were living at one time.
I don't think it means you have to use physical science. I think it means you're allowed to use physical science.
Yeah.
If you basically take the 20, right, and you're using the kit.
Yeah, I'm taking 20, yeah.
Yeah, but physical science is better than your mysticism, right, or no?
Sure, I mean, it's +6. Cool. +6.
Okay, well, feel free to, I mean, it'll be a 26, if you succeed. Do you want to do that?
Do I have to roll?
No, you just have to tell me if you want to.
Just taking 20, right?
If you want to use that ability as a move action, that will be enough to figure out what these things are and figure out 2 pieces of information about them. They are Formian, yes, in a former life, perhaps, as you see markings for exsanguation as well as toe tags on these cadavers. From what it looks like, these seem to be some kind of cybernetic zombies of undead Formian workers. What would you like to know about them?
Oh, let's see. Do they have any special abilities?
If they are indeed like other cybernetic zombies that have existed throughout the Pact, abominations made with a hybrid of technology and mystical undead energy, they have a fun ability called self-destruct. When they die, they explode with whoever's next to them.
Oh, good.
That's really good to know, guys.
Whatever. That's minor compared to some other things. What else do you want to know?
Do they have any defensive abilities, like resistances, immunities? I'm
going to give you undead immunities for free, as you can share that with Echo. Non-lethal damage will do nothing to them. But they also have Sonic Resistance 10.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what is built into that exactly, if it's from the Formian or from the zombie part, but no singing disc this week, Tyler. You pull out your sword or shield.
How dare you nullify my singing disc?
What would you like to do for your standard, Rebecca?
So you said they are resistant to sonic damage? By how much? 10. You know what I can do? I can use an inhibitor, assuming it hits, to reduce their resistance by 10.
You can reduce by 10 at this level?
But that only works for one of them, and there are...
It only works for one of them, yeah. And only if it hits.
There's a lot of if-onlys there.
I would hold off on that unless we get...
Well, how many people besides Devasho have sonic damage?
I do. I mean, my main pistol is sonic, but...
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, that might be different.
It's not really for Devasho so much as Zinnia.
Good point. Well, yeah, no, if you want to start off with one of them, maybe injecting these corpses with a weakness, that might be schmat.
Yeah, alternatively, or I could give one a -2 to its AC, which maybe would help more of the party. So I will do that. I'm going to try to hit it with my needler pistol with this inhibitor.
The one right in front of you, or?
Yeah, the one right in front of me.
All right, go right ahead.
It's an 18.
Against its KAC, that's a hit.
Awesome. So that's going to do 5 damage and gives it a -2 to its AC for everyone.
Oakley. I've marked it on the board. That is going to bring us to Trest. Who's next?
All right. I'm going to step forward and I think I'm going to move right behind this guy. I'm standing right in the center of the room.
Right behind the one Zinnia just tagged.
Yep. And I'm going to indeed slash at it with a solar weapon. Pushing. Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, a natural 3. Cool.
Oh, here come the 3s, everybody.
All right. Yep. Jadvada, I've caught whatever 3 disease he has.
Oh no! That was Trest. Sprouts. Marlowe is next, on top of old Echo 7.
Okay, so Sprouts is going to take aim at the one that's right next to Trest.
Already, so it's maybe behind a smidge of cover here, but it does have -2 to its AC at this point. We're rocking a pistol. Oh,
12.
No. What? Another 3 on the dice? Oh, guys, pick them up off the table and try again next round.
I'll try again.
Oh. Next round. Devasho, I've rolled real low on their initiative, which makes sense.
How?
Go right ahead with your 9 in the initiative turn order and move on in.
Alrighty. Well, I'm a little worried about Trest's current location because he's in between every other undead Formian and one other undead Formian. So we're going to move into the room. I can move past him.
Yeah, if you chop this guy in half, you could prevent me from getting flanked, I bet.
Could, but I highly doubt I'm going to one-hit KO.
Also
this
fair.
Formian. I'm going to actually double move, provoking attacks of opportunity from the one that is in front of Trest. I'm going to move to here. So essentially, I'm moving to the I'm moving past Trest to the center of the room, hopefully cutting off the path of 2 of the Formians that are deeper into the room. And
I'll allow it because I want this one to try and bite you. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that was
18 on the dice. I am become a god as a dice roller here. Oh, goodness gracious. Only 12 points of piercing damage as this one sinks its small Formian mouth onto your hide as you move on past it.
Sounds good.
All right, don't worry because you'll have some more friends here in a moment. And let's see, actually, this one of them has to move into your space, so you get to give an attack of opportunity back to the one in the southeast corner of the room that's moving on you, Devasho.
Okay. Let's make this with the shield.
Which does work against undead, says the 3rd edition printing for the core rulebook.
I'm so glad we checked that. 21.
Oh, you know what? I should shout out our GM who pointed this out to me because I was conferring with the GMs like, is this real? Is this what's going on? And one person who brought up, when we were recording that episode, I think the 3rd edition PDF had come out just like recently, that prior week. So it was pretty full. Okay. I was talking with Tom, aka Mac, about it, but the correct rules were supplied. Oh, this was one of course, he's a VC in the Landon. He's been with us for a while and has been helping out with SFS stuff. Provided
you,
that errata, and yeah, I don't think anyone else was bringing that forward, so probably pretty useful to have a million fans smarter than I helping out with the podcast.
For sure.
Alrighty, what did you get on your hits?
I hit you. I got
Oh, you did you? Yes, you did.
yes. That is 19 points of damage.
Oh my, it's not looking good after that one. Okay, and they have moved in everyone except the first one that has been hit by Zinnia. That one's going to make a couple attacks on Trest, and the rest are going to attack Devasho. Oh boy. Natural 20 on one of these attacks on Trest.
But luckily, undead can't crit, right?
I think they super crit. That's what they do. Let's see what the dice say.
I think if something's immune to crits, it should also not be able to crit.
The 12, though, on the first attack, I can tell you is a miss with its -4.
Thank
Because these
goodness.
are KAC attacks. Damage time. I can't do math. 24 points of damage on that crit, though. Ooh, it's a lot. And 3 attacks coming to Devasho. I gotta roll high for the big guy. What's your KAC up to these days?
I didn't align my shields, so it's not that. It's only 23 right now.
Okay, just one hit, 14 on the dice, and 13 points of damage as they seem to be mindlessly just gnawing at your armor and the bits of exposed flesh, perhaps, underneath your space suits.
Gross.
They don't seem to have any real understanding of where they are. They're just mindlessly destroying. That's going to be turn 1. Turn 2, Echo 7, back to you. Your team has figured out a little bit about these things. What would you like to do now?
All right, so I'm going to aim for this one in the southeast.
All right, the one that has taken the most damage. They got a Devasho hit on him.
Yeah, so we're going to take a shot with the azimuth artillery laser, and we're going to do heavy fire.
From where you are, I'm going to say this guy actually isn't in cover. You kind of got a straight shot on him. Go right ahead and make that attack roll.
Is it 23 to hit?
Oh, that's a hit.
For 12 points of damage.
If it had any blood left in him, it would be bloodied, but it is not yet destroyed. Okay.
So,
Very close. Zinnia, back to you.
All right, Zinnia wields a Thunderstrike pistol, which I don't think is the wisest thing to be using right now. So
Time to switch it
I
up.
have an optical laser that I can use at one time.
You did rest up, yeah, since your last usage.
So I guess I will do that. But before doing that, I'm going to move up a ways and attack a new person. So I'm going to shoot my optical laser at this Formian that is, up here behind Devasho.
2 that have been blocked by Devasho, so you know who and where they're attacking.
Yep. All right. And this gets a trick attack on it, right?
Yeah, it's basically like a pistol shot.
All right. So CR 10 or lower on the trick.
Rick has gone off.
Awesome. And the attack is only a 12.
Oh no.
Sad.
Oh, no.
So sad.
Somewhere Zastus Gravlark is just cursing.
I know.
Oh man, and you rolled 2 1s on the 2d6 for damage. Boy howdy, let's not repeat last week. Trest, onto you. Oh no.
All right, let's see here. Let's repeat last week.
No.
I'm going to. I'm going to make 2 attacks against this guy with the reduced AC. I'm feeling lucky.
Yes, and that is going to last basically the entire fight because that was not a trick attack, flat-footed. That was
the biohacker inhibitor or whatever.
hack. Yeah. 2 attacks, probably smart. Oh boy.
Oh, nice.
Natural 20
Now,
first.
can you crit an undead? I can't remember.
Undead are crittable.
Oh, good.
Elementals are not.
Okay, that's right. It was the. All right. So we've got 37 damage.
Oh boy. It's wait, hold on.
dang.
Same time.
37. Let me just do some math here. Okay. Yeah. Understandable. It's destroyed. It's dead.
Hooray!
from one crit. Oh, and let's not forget to shout out our friends. We've done that now multiple times in Zessh University. I roll the crit, you roll the crit, and we have so many new Patreon subscribers that thankfully have been reaching out. This one's from Justin and Randy, who their shout out is simply, quote, like a Skittermander, we just want to help. They are, but that's for you. And I'll throw a quick shout out to. Do we have a new one?
I thought I saw one come in today, actually.
Well, yeah, that we have them coming in as we go. They've not given like an actual shout out, but I can. Well, they'll probably want to actually say something. But how about another shout out to Bearded Kraken, one of our favorites over on the Discord.
Yeah,
we're not gonna forget this week. If you guys roll 20, remind me. Jeez Louise. Okay, so that one's destroyed, and if you want to take a move action instead, feel free.
Yeah, I will move up to this next one that is harassing
Devasho.
Yeah. In fact, I might. Well, no, yeah, I'll move to there. Yeah.
Sprouts Marlowe, we are on to you.
Sprouts is going to attack the very same undead fellow.
Alrighty, yeah. The one that both Echo 7 and Devasho have beat up on now.
It's a CR 8 or lower for the trick attack. And
Trick's gone off.
He's flat-footed, and it's a 22 to hit.
I'm glad that trick went off because the damage on just your pistol attack would not have been enough, but with that trick, that is enough to destroy the second cadaver.
All right.
Oh, man.
Very good.
Okay, towards the bottom of your guys' turn order, Devasho, you've got 2 on you still. What would you like to do?
Oh, good question. I think I'm going to throw caution to the wind and attack twice on the one nearest me to the right. Don't think I've got any other good place here, so let's just do that.
Go right ahead.
First attack is going to be... Oh, wow. Even with the -4. 22 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, well, max damage, 22.
Holy free holy. It is bloodied by our rules.
Can I
get another one of those in, and
can we get the
stew going?
No. Oh, no. 6 on the dice. So it's only going to be a 14. It's a miss.
Yeah. Against Casey, that's a miss. Boo. They get a turn. We're talking 4 attacks on the big guy, the tank who wanted to be up in the center of things.
Yeah, I probably should have used probably should have aligned my shields.
No way. Double attacks forever. You and me both. Ooh, not great, unfortunately, on my dice rolls. My highest is a 13, and that's just one hit. So, bam.
Wow.
12 points of damage. As this one bites into you again, the other one's just being absorbed by your chitin, your armor. Turn 3, Echo 7. You got a couple more across the room, almost at the edge of your dark vision. What would you like to do?
Yeah.
Not even. It's about 30 feet away.
Yeah. Can I ready a battery as I move? Like you can change. Can I pull out a battery as I walk across the room?
Unless you have quick draw for an item like that, I believe there's a move action to get it ready.
All right, then I am going to just move straight west, true west.
Towards Zinnia?
Yes, and I'm going to take a shot with the azimuth artillery laser against this northernmost cat right.
Go right ahead.
25 to hit.
Oh, that's a hit.
For 8 damage.
All right, keeping it steady here. 8 damage on this one. It is still up, very hurt. Just 2 left, Xenia. This one in front of you is very weak. Your turn.
All right, she is going to try to take a shot at it with her azimuth laser pistol. I'm just so sad.
No, you didn't have that pistol out though, unfortunately, right?
Oh man. Yeah, I probably had my sonic pistol and my needler pistol. Ugh, stupid.
Do a sonic. Their resistances be darned.
It won't do any good, but I mean, I guess I could use my needler pistol, but all right. It's a CR 12 or lower on the trick and a 23 on the attack.
It is tricked, and it will take some of that damage because you've rolled 15.
Yes.
All right, yeah. It's taken a 5, and it is now off target or flat-footed. What would you like?
Let's do flat-footed.
Oakley dokley, and that might help as we move on to Trest behind Devasho. Taking out a couple of targets here. What would you like to do?
Ooh, I do like that flat-footed.
Unfortunately, Devasho is standing right in the way between these two long medical tables.
And if I tried to move forward to there, I wouldn't be able to do that.
I can do like
No, you can move through him, and between the two cadavers, they will get attacks of opportunity though.
Now, one of them will, because they're one.
Oh yeah, one will.
Right.
Oh yeah, only one will. But yeah, why not do that?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Talking players into attacks of opportunity might be my favorite thing ever. Let's do it. D20 attack. Come on, big numbers. 19 on the dice.
Oh man.
Yay, hit. So this one is biting at you as you go. Ankle biting for only 10 points damage.
Shoo, okay. All right.
But you are able to move and flank with Devasho on this one that is flat-footed. Yikes.
Yeah. All right. Solar Sword.
I don't want to say it, but you need to roll like a 3 here to miss. Okay, you've hit, and that one, the magical, mystical blade of Trest of the SCF.
Hold on. That was flat-footed. It should not. Wait.
No, the other
Did it
one.
get an attack of opportunity?
This one got an
This
attack of
one.
opportunity.
Oh, okay.
This
Sorry.
one did not,
Okay.
and doesn't get to do anything else before it dies. It's very dead. This one in the back, the only one we have left here, hasn't taken any damage yet, but that might change as we're on to Sprouts Marlowe.
So Sprouts is going to take aim at the very last.
And almost an unobstructed view because this one that was blocking has just gone down.
All right. And pew pew. Let's see what we got. Say 20 to hit, CR 12 or lower.
Ooh, tricked and hit.
All right, so he's flat-footed for 20 points of damage.
Okay, that electricity and fire, you notice actually, it's going to do a little more than 20 points of damage.
All right, then 80 points of damage.
A lot less than that. But
Okay.
you do, yeah, it seems one or the other seem to be affected more. I'm sorry, I think I messed up on your previous shot, but that killed him outright. So this one, you seem to notice it does a little bit more, almost more damage than Devasho's max damage hit. I hate operatives. Devasho, on to you. This one's very weak, flat-footed in front of you.
Yeah. Flat-footed means 2 attacks.
Oh boy.
Greedy.
Kill, steal, Devasho.
That's never me.
That's
That has
it happens
never been
every
the
combat.
mod. That's not how
Didn't
it
you
works.
kill a ghost last week, or was that Sprouts as well?
I think that. I feel like that was
It was
Sprouts.
Sprouts.
20.
Yep, that is a hit, and that is all that is needed to destroy this last one, and we're out of combat.
Oh
this
well,
is how
I'm
we
sorry.
do
I
it.
already submitted the extra swing. I missed the
Natural
body.
two.
Natural 2. Yes.
Yeah, you strike at where this one was, but we're out of combat. Oh man, how easy was that? You just
Hey.
taking on some cyber zombies.
I like that.
I would like to take this opportunity while we're thinking about it to swap batteries in a weapon and place one of those batteries into my backup.
Oh.
Yeah, you probably should have done that before you went to sleep. But
but
I appreciate you taking stock of those weapons. Yeah, I mean we're. I don't think does anybody want to take a 10-minute rest. I put some hurting on you in Tress with that crit, but
I might hang in there for one more combat.
Sure.
See how things go.
hey, what would you guys like to do? You've cleared the room of hostiles.
Let's loot it.
Yeah, let's take a look around.
Information. Yeah.
Got my magnifying glass out. I'm ready to snoop.
Yeah, so I mean, there are tons of medical supplies here. Some of them look a little suspect, but why doesn't anybody that has medicine give me a medicine skill check to see if what you can sort out useful from maybe non-useful? Oh boy, we've got multiple plus 20 checks here from Zinnia, Sprouts. You're smelling things that indeed can be anything from ether to formaldehyde, which you place back down. You're pretty sure Swarm wouldn't have use for a lot of these chemicals here besides organic matter, and perhaps something that was treated on these corpses is why they didn't break in here to assimilate or regurgitate the the Formian workers. But you find, if you want to take like 10, 20 minutes to search this room, a ton of useful medical tech that is safe to use on the living. So I will throw this all in our loot chat, but some of the stuff you might want to take right now, as one of the first things you find are 2 nanite hypopens, black grade. And these basically work like an injectable lesser restoration. So, sorry, you've been replaced by technology. Jabber.
Wait, so will that cure my charisma damage?
It will work the same way as the spell, so it'll be a D4 back to damaged.
How many of those do we have?
There are dose here.
Ugh. All right. Could I go ahead and use one of those?
Go right ahead. Roll it now. Better living through chemistry. Stabbing yourself with a hypo. 3 back.
3. That's good.
Oh.
Better than nothing.
I'm just going to go ahead and change
now, quick save before you do the next
loot
one.
here.
So you can get the back.
There is I believe a cybernetic / biological implanted augmentation called a cardiac accelerator. Don't know if this is something that Vasho might be interested in, but it is an implant that plugs directly into the heart. Although, I guess, do you already have a heart augment?
Yeah, sorry.
This one, it can be used to overclock the performance of the heart and the circulatory system. And when you run or charge or take a move action, you can spend a resolve to gain an additional 20 feet. And alternatively, you can spend 1 to get a +1 bonus to a reflex saving throw.
Is there anything that might help Sprouts with his charisma?
I mean, if you want to take one of these hypopens, go right ahead.
Yeah.
So those are like, I don't want to be that guy, but they're also like 2d8 +3 healing as an object. Just
Wait, what do you mean? Like you can use it for either or?
both at the same time.
It does both at the same time.
Yeah, and they're like $3,000 each. So.
Oh my gosh! So what a waste! I didn't realize that.
Oh, sorry, $6,000 each. $6,000 each. So
there's 6,000 each.
This one, the black hypopen, is 650 credits. It's not.
Sorry. I was looking at the nanite hypo gun or hypopen from Pathfinder First Edition.
Oh gosh!
I saw Archives of Nethys, and I was just like, okay, what is this? Oh no!
It's worth 6,000 gold, everyone. What are we doing? Gold pieces. Yeah, I don't think they're. I mean, I think it is. Yeah, because it's 650 credits. I think it's just the lesser restoration.
Okay, so I roll a 1d4 to see what you get back.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if we want to.
So it's 2. So I'll back up to 11.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
All right. So they got the cardiac accelerator. Like I said, I'm going to throw these in the chat. Loot. There is a medical auto injector armor upgrade. And I don't know if we've used one of these before, but it is an armor upgrade you can install and throw a potion or some kind of injectable potent into, and as a move action, have it automatically inject into your person. So hands-free kind of injection of a spell ampule, or I think a spell ampule can work, or a potion of some sort. If anyone has the space in their armor. From the armory, I thought this was an interesting one. There are 5 diagnostic lozenges. It's a level 2 consumable, technologically consumable, and it's just exactly what it sounds like, a little technological lozenge. When swallowed or subdermally implanted, will, with a successful medicine check, allow you to take it, and an activated diagnostic lozenge, I'm reading from the text here, steers itself to a creature's tissue and extrudes filaments to monitor status, and you get broadcasted to like your commune or what have you, diagnostic data about the creature, whether it has conditions on it, and what else? I think whether it's conscious or unconscious and things like that. So basically a way to monitor someone's conditions. This might be most useful for a Zinnia, where Zinnia or a Tress, if you have the ability to remove conditions or things like that from someone, you can tell, say, that Zinnia and Echo 7 are going to run out of the room because they are frightened or panicked by a ghost.
It would have been useful back when we were monitoring that guy, the dwarf or whatever, that we were that was on a different part of the ship. Would have been useful for something like that, right? Where we want to monitor someone's medical status, even though we're not observing them.
It broadcasts to the receiver the creature's direction and distance. So once again, going back to the classic Aliens, it's kind of like the heart monitor for the Marines as they're diving into the alien hive. There are 5 of them here. Last but not least, easily there's a whole bunch of stuff here. I shouldn't say last but not least. You find what looks like a dusty box labeled failures on the back shelf here. A weapon that is kind of, I think it's a living weapon, so it might be laid out in like a formaldehyde jar. An Electroplax Neurolash, which has, I believe, the reach quality, and it's kind of like a whip weapon made out of living tissue. So that is a weapon. There is a clear Phrenic Scramble, a fist-sized crystal, a psychoactive crystal in like a powered housing that once activated or deactivated as a move action, you can cause this crystal to resonate in a fashion that impedes psychic ability. And within 30 feet of a Phrenic Scrambler, limited to telepathy does not function, and other telepathic communication is garbled. This one, the clear, I believe works for 5 rounds.
That'd be nice against the swarm, right? Because they depend so much on psychic ability.
I should say it has a capacity of 40 and uses 5 per round. So 8 rounds max, and you can deactivate and activate it, for as long as you need. Yeah, so this would shut down their kind of like psychic link, which provides them with the swarm defenses that they have, where they get to roll twice for psychic abilities and things like that.
Pretty handy.
A clear Phrenic Scrambler. So it looks like a lot of these things are what this Dr. Malakahat was using to experiment on these Formian corpses. The last thing you find in... Well, I should say the second to last thing, because you do find another one of those clunky, outdated fire extinguishers that Jed Votto was looking for. But last but not least, you find growing in a refrigerated cylinder what looks like a small symbiotic creature, and you recognize this as a Mark II synergizing symbiote. Do you guys remember what that is?
Is that an upgrade to my little computer guy? No.
If you want to use it for that, it might be kind of wasted.
Does it work
It's
as
a
personal upgrade?
Mark II personal upgrade, biological personal upgrade. It is a little living organism you kind of plug into yourself, and you can boost one of those ability stats, and I saved the best for last.
Very nice.
Now there's going to be a fight.
Well, so using this one, it's not like upgrading where, I don't believe it is, where, because I imagine everyone already has a +2 personal upgrade back from Ultranius when you all upgraded. This one will work on, I believe, a different upgrade, a different ability score.
Right.
Could you just override the one that you currently have?
I don't know. I think you can boost. Yeah. So no, you can, and that one, that +2 will become, I guess, inert and maybe can be reapplied. We'll take a look at that. But do you guys want to roll off for this, or how do you want to work this? Because I know a lot of people have a good deal of credits and UPVs.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like the sort of thing that would be a reasonable thing to just roll for, because since it's something that everyone
we can all use
once. Yeah,
nobody has
eventually needs it.
Nobody has a +4. All of us want one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you'll get one eventually.
To the high die roller go the spoils.
Yes. All right, I'll roll for Jedvata. Obviously, he's going to be boosting intelligence. I'm just kidding. How do you guys want to do? You want to roll a d20?
Yeah,
a classic
D20s.
of this system.
Sure.
All right, let's set them up. Who we got first? Oh boy! Everyone rolled at the same time. Everyone rolled at the same time, and we've got such good numbers here. Oh no!
Oh, Rebecca!
Oh, Rebecca with a hard 19. The first one I saw was Tyler had a 17. I was like,
I had a 17. I was like, I just
boy.
nailed it. I stole that immediately. And then Rebecca was just like, I'm king.
Operatives getting faster. Can't stop, won't stop. Oh, goodness gracious. So if you want to take some time here, install some of these upgrades, we can go over the different items. Like I said, I'm going to give them all to you. Some of them will take some time to install. Javada will come up and offer assistance in implanting this creature somewhere on your body, Xenia. And of course, before he does so, ask permission, and says, is it okay that I'm doing the surgical implementation on you? Is this something that you're gonna be okay with living on your body?
Yeah, I mean, just add it to my zoo of creatures at this point.
Oh goodness, I didn't even notice you have a little slime there. Gross. Well, you know what they say here, Xenia, at Zessh University, our school motto?
Wait, to be continued?
Yeah, it's to be continued. So much stuff to work on with your characters. We'll get back to the adventure here next week. You've solved all the undead puzzles in this AP so far. Just shoot them enough and they will be destroyed.
They do like to go down with shots.
And these guys as cybernetic zombies. I forgot all about their explode capability. Oh no, Devonsh's gonna die next week.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
That was I'm okay taking that away from him because it was a D6 plus 3. And it has a reflex save.
I'm fine.
These guys were kind of crafted from the other cybernetic zombies in the Alien Archive, and I was like, oh, that should have been boosted up for their level. These were indeed. Maybe we'll figure out a little bit more about the zombies next time we play as you delve deeper into Zessh University. Thanks for playing with me, everybody.
Thank you,
Patrick.
We will be back next week. Everyone, thanks for listening, and have a good week.
Good night, everybody.
See you next week.
Good night. Goodbye. Good luck.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Cosmic Crit. This episode has been made possible through a sponsorship with Roll20 and the backing of our Critamanda fans on Patreon. Thanks again and have a great week.